Hi, 大家好. Hello, everyone. This is Gio from Gio's World. Today I'm back with a different video because I thought that it would be nice to explore other areas of my life since I'm back in America and not in China anymore. And I'm a big bookworm, so I thought it would be nice to talk about books. In a few videos, I'm still gonna post videos about my travels in China because I still have a lot to post, but I wanted to make different videos too. So in January, I actually read 4 books, and I'm really proud because I haven't read much since summer, and I put a challenge for myself of reading 20 books because, college and everything makes it hard for you to read a lot. But I feel like with the pace I'm going right now, I'm actually going to be able to even go over this. But I just want to make it 20. So I'm going to talk about the 4 books I read in January. I actually already read 2 books in February, and I'm currently reading 3 books at the same time. I really don't understand how that works, but I am doing it. I'm currently reading ebooks and listening to audiobooks because I don't have the money to buy physical books nor the time. So I don't have physical copies for any of the books that I'm going to talk about, but I hope you guys still enjoy it. I wish I actually had a physical copy because I love all of them. And I think audiobooks are really good because it gets you into the story better, I think, because you're listening to it and, I don't know. It just works differently. I love it. Anyway, so 2 disclaimers. I got all of these books from booktubers because I really didn't know what to read next. I do have a few books that I never got into reading, and I'm gonna read when I go back to Brazil. But those are actual copies and everything. The other thing is that I love those books a lot because of the character development. I think it makes you fall in love with the book more and engage better with it. So without further ado, let's go into the first book. So the first book is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Kate McKinson. I rated it a 4 out of 5 because I love it. And it follows the story of Alex, who's the son of the President of the United States, and Prince Henry of England. And it does have a little bit of politics, which I thought was a great addition to the story, but I'm not a big fan of politics. It was just interesting to see there. They talked about paparazzi and gossip when you're always on the spotlight and always on the magazines. It was really interesting, and the characters were just amazing. They grew a lot throughout the book, and the story itself was funny, witty, and even steamy, which is why I had to actually tell myself that I'm already 22 and I can actually read books like this. But yeah, just like everybody else, I love this book. The second book was The Haydens Game by Sally Thorne, and honestly, I didn't really like this book at first. And it was because of the work environment and the competitiveness. Do you want English? Lucinda Hutton and Joshua Templeman were always playing games and competing against each other, trying to get better, like be better than each other. So that was kind of annoying at times, I'm not gonna lie. But then the plot twist came, and I was like, okay, I actually like this. And I actually want a Joshua Templeman in my life because, yeah. But it was a very enjoyable book from, I think, the middle to the end. Yeah. The third and fourth book are part of a series, and this series is the Royal series. The first book is Prince Charming. The second one, Her Royal Highness. They're both by Rachel Hawkins. I rated them both a 4.5 out of 5, I think, and I don't regret it. What I really love about the series is that they introduced some characters in the first book and they reappeared in the second book. And I thought it was a very special feature because you see the characters that you already know in the second book, and you see how they're doing and how they developed from the point in which the story left them off. So that was really interesting to me. In the first book, like, you follow Daisy Winters, which is who's like a 16-year-old Floridian with red hair, a boring job, and an older sister who's engaged to the Crown Prince of Scotland. And like you're just like, what? Like, this girl's life is crazy already. But then after getting caught up in this scandal with her ex-boyfriend, she was sent to Scotland to kind of be out of, like, in a scandal-free zone, which I don't really understand. She thought it was gonna be a very boring vacation before the wedding, but actually, like, she got to go to castles, dress up as royalty, make friends, and even find a love interest. Which, I mean, who doesn't want that? Come on. The second book is my favorite book in the series because it follows Flora, which I really loved Flora from the first book. She actually appeared in the first book, but then the second book is like focuses on her and Millie Quint, her roommate in the boarding school that her twin brother used to go to but got kicked out of. It's the first year that they're accepting girls into the boarding school, and Millie wanted to go to the Highlands in Scotland for so long. Like, for a year, all she would talk about was going to this boarding school. And her parents wouldn't let her go unless she got a scholarship, which she did in the end. She managed to get a scholarship, but even though she actually made two friends right away, she didn't get along with her roommate Flora, and the boarding school wasn't really what she expected it would be. But, well, the plot twists in these two books came later on, and I really didn't like that. But once the plot twist came, you're left, like, you're just left with this really heartwarming feeling in your heart, and you're just like, I love this. It's exactly what you didn't know you needed. That's how I explain it. So, those are the 4 books that I read in January. They're all romance novels, which I'm not very surprised. I do love romance, but I also love historical fiction a lot and fantasy. So, let's see what the year brings, what I'm gonna read throughout the year. I've been watching booktubers to see what to read next, and a lot of the books I'm actually enjoying. So, thank you guys for picking up great books. But yeah, I hope you guys like it. If you have any recommendations of how to do these videos, please hit me up. I'm very new to this, but I enjoy talking about the books that I like. Yeah, hope to see you guys in the next video, and be sure to check out my Chinese vlogs too. So, bye bye, 再见。